Gentlemen, you aware of the hidden ways someone might be controlling you in a relationship? It's a question worth considering, especially when it comes to understanding the dark manipulation tactics that some women use to gain power over their partners. Anyone can use tricky tactics in a relationship, no matter if they're a man or a woman. It's really important to know about these sneaky behaviors to help keep relationships healthy and fair. In this chat, we'll talk about 8 common sneaky tricks that people might use when dealing with others. We'll look at what these tricks are, why people might use them, and how you can spot and deal with them. This will help you understand these tactics better and protect yourself from them. Men, let's start with the first tactics women use to manipulate you. Number 1, playing the victim card. Playing the perpetual victim is a trick some people use to manipulate others. It means they always act like they are the ones being treated unfairly, no matter what's really happening. This makes people pay attention to them, feel sorry for them, and stops them from being blamed for anything. By doing this all the time, the person shifts the blame to others, making those around them question themselves. This not only gets them sympathy, but also lets them avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Over time, this behavior changes how people see things and gives the manipulator more power and control in their relationships, all while hiding what they're really up to. The next one is what every man goes through once in their life. Number 2, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation technique where a manipulator makes someone doubt their memory, perception, and sanity through persistent and subtle tactics. Classic gaslighting remarks like, "You're too sensitive," or "You're remembering it wrong," aim to undermine the victim's confidence in their judgment and recollections. Over time, this results in the victim becoming increasingly dependent on the manipulator for their version of reality, leading to significant effects such as eroded self-confidence, impaired decision-making, and intense feelings of isolation. This strategy is not just about winning arguments. Still, it is a deliberate effort to gain psychological control over the victim, resulting in a skewed power dynamic where the manipulator holds significant emotional influence. We talked about how some women use gaslighting to manipulate men. Now, let's explore other ways people can influence each other in relationships. Number 3, silent treatment. Often called as golden, silence can transform into a subtle but potent weapon when used as the cold shoulder or silent treatment. This passive-aggressive strategy serves various purposes: punishment, control, or avoidance of confrontation. Its underlying power lies in creating an emotional void, leading to feelings of anxiety and desperation in the recipient. The silent treatment can be so effective that it compels the person on the receiving end to seek resolution, sometimes even at the cost of their comfort or principles. This tactic highlights how non-verbal communication can wield significant psychological influence, manipulating situations and individuals without using words. Number 4, jealousy as a tool. Experiencing guilt over innocent interactions suggests emotional manipulation, often rooted in a partner's insecurity or desire to control. Jealousy, frequently misconstrued as a sign of love, can be a manipulative tactic to isolate and control someone. Healthy relationships are built on trust and empowerment, not on restricting friendships. Recognizing and setting boundaries against such manipulative behaviors is necessary. Authentic care in a relationship encourages healthy interactions, not jealous control. The following tactics is something you all have been facing through your relationships. Number 5, emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail is when someone uses your feelings of guilt, obligation, or fear to control you. It's like someone saying they care about you, but then they make you do things you don't want to do by making you feel bad. This can happen when they twist your feelings, like love or worry, and use them against you. They might make you feel guilty for doing what's right for you. And sometimes, they even threaten or give ultimatums to get their way. In a good relationship, people talk calmly and support each other's growth, without trying to manipulate or control each other. Emotional blackmail is often a sign that the person doing it feels insecure and wants to be in control. And it's not because the other person has done anything wrong. Understanding this can help you move toward healthier relationships and avoid unfair power games. Number 6, negative reinforcements and backhanded compliments. Backhanded compliments are sneaky ways of criticizing someone while pretending to praise them. It's like saying something nice, but actually meaning something hurtful. These comments can be worse than straight-up criticism because they're confusing and can really hurt someone's self-esteem. True support means giving helpful feedback kindly and at the right time, not making mean comments often. It's important to set limits and say no to these negative remarks. Let the person know how their words affect you and that it's not okay to talk like that. This helps create a more positive and respectful way of talking to each other. The another one is what all men go through. Number 7, shifting blame. This manipulative tactic involves consistently shifting the blame onto the other person, regardless of the actual circumstances. The manipulator refuses to acknowledge their own mistakes or shortcomings, and instead finds ways to blame their partner for any problems or conflicts. For instance, if a disagreement arises, the manipulator might say, "You're making me act this way," or, "If you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have reacted this way." This tactic is harmful because it not only absolves the manipulator of responsibility, but also places undue guilt and pressure on the other person. It can lead to the victim constantly feeling at fault and striving to fix things that aren't their responsibility. Number 8, withholding affection or communication. In this tactic, a person intentionally withholds affection, attention, or communication to control or punish their partner. It's a form of passive-aggressive behavior where the manipulator might give the silent treatment or become emotionally distant when they don't get their way. This can create a sense of anxiety and uncertainty in the other person, who may feel they must work harder to regain the manipulator's affection or approval. So men, are you ready to deal with these type of women? Let us know in the comments below. It's all about building real and respectful relationships. Being aware and trusting your gut feelings is important. Also, looking after your own mind and feelings comes first. Real, honest talks are way better than sneaky tricks. When we share our stories and ways to deal with these tricks, we shine a light on them. This helps everyone understand better and stand up against manipulation.